So thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, if you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So we're still unfortunately in this lockdown phase. There is still little to no boxing to talk about at all. There's no boxing being shown. There's no anything really in the world of boxing. Hopefully that will change in the next, could be 6 weeks, truth be told, people, but hopefully it's in around that time frame, maybe a bit sooner. But it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what's going on. It's not fun, all this lockdown. It's not fun. I mean, like, once this all ends and we get word that things are gonna start to get back to normal, I'm gonna be like that guy. I'm just gonna be doing, although I would dance a lot better than that, but I'll be dancing around the place. I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun. And the kind of news that's being reported now is kind of he say, she say. Well, sorry, say he say, she say. I don't cover women's boxing on this channel, so there's no she say. It's all he say. And Deontay Wilder, he's back. I done a live stream there about a week and a half ago, and someone asked me in the live chat, the Wilder's been very quiet since the Fury loss, and I said, yeah, he has actually. I went on his Twitter page and he hadn't updated since like the week after the fight, so that's over nearly 2 months ago. Well, he was on the PBC podcast, and I have 3 different quotes that I'm going to read, which he said, and let's just strap ourselves in, okay? Now, first thing Wilder said on Fury, he says, I don't see Fury as a champion. He ain't a champion yet. We still got one more fight left. He knows that wasn't me. That wasn't the real Deontay Wilder. Something was wrong with him. There's a time and a place, and I'll reveal a lot of things. Alright, so that's what Deontay Wilder had to say in regards to Tyson Fury. He's saying Fury ain't the champ because they have one more fight. We all know Fury is the champ, but we all know that's ridiculous from Deontay Wilder. He's also said that he underwent bicep surgery after picking up an injury in his defeat to Tyson Fury. He's currently resting, recovering, and expects to be able to get back to training mid to late May for the trilogy fight towards the end of the year. Okay, now am I right in thinking that Wilder has had a bicep injury before? I think it might have been the Areola fight. He definitely had an injury to his hand, and I know he had some kind of scarring along his kind of arm and bicep, but to me it's strange that he's only revealing that now, nearly 2 months later, that he's had a bicep injury. So, he had a bad camp, he said, in the ring, then he had a heavy suit, and now he's got a bicep injury. Right, and lastly, he said, Deontay Wilder has stated that he is planning to bring 2 new people into his training team as he puts together his game plan for the trilogy fight with Tyson Fury. Also said he's clearing out snakes in the grass as some people around him were envious of him. Right. I surely hope when he says clearing people out, he's not talking about Mark Breland. Because if ever, Wilder needs to look at his whole team in a nutshell, like Al Heyman, Shirley Finkel. But I'd be getting rid of that JD's guy. Because that JD's guy just seems to not give a shit about Deontay Wilder. Because he's the one who's in the corner as well. Like, he's not the main corner man. But Shirley Finkel, Al Heyman, they're not going to be in the corner with Deontay Wilder. So if he's taking another beating, well, JD's didn't want to stop the fight last time when Wilder was taking a beating. I would imagine something similar will happen in this rematch unless we see a dramatic improvement in Deontay Wilder. And Mark Breland, he might not be the greatest coach in the world, but he's not a brave coach, and that's what you don't need. Like, I go back to looking at the Joe Gallagher in Scott Quigg's corner against John O'Carroll. That's an example of a corner man who's too brave, who was just happy to let his fighters go sometimes 3 rounds too long, just, clinging on to that little last bit of hope. Whereas someone like a Mark Breland, he's been in there, he knows what it's like, he saw what was happening in that Wilder fight, he was there true in the towel. And if Wilder gets rid of people from his corner, he needs to get rid of that JD's guy, because who the hell is he? Seriously, who the hell is that JD's guy? He does not need to get rid of Mark Breland. And I hope when he says people envious, when he says envious people, I mean, I'm hoping he's talking about maybe some fanboys that he might be has in his corner, some kind of cheerleader, something like that. I'm hoping he doesn't get rid of Mark Breland. There was talk of Buddy McGurk, saying that, he'd be willing to teach Deontay Wilder a few things. Buddy McGurk might actually do some decent work with Deontay Wilder. I think he'd need more than one camp, and I think he'd need to. You see, it's not like Sergey Kovalev where you can take Sergey Kovalev from being the crusher and make him a boxer, because Sergey Kovalev can box. We've seen that. Look at the Andre Ward first fight. Kovalev can box, but with Deontay Wilder, he doesn't have that boxing ability. We've seen snippets of it against flat-footed, slow-footed plotters like Bermane Stiverne. We've seen him be able to box on the back foot there, but Bermane Stiverne and Tyson Fury, it's night and day. So while they're saying he wants to change things around in his team, familiarity does breed contempt. So sometimes a change can be good, but he needs to really look at who he's getting in and who he's going to be getting rid of. Mark Breland, I think he should stay, because he obviously has Wilder's best interests. That JD's guy, get rid of him. Who the fuck is he? In terms of his management team, Shirley Finkel, Alan Heyman, I think that they're taking this fight as a cash-out fight. That's personally what I think. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this fight. Probably going to see this fight probably closer to Christmas than anything else. Probably October, November time. But depending on who Wilder brings into his team and who he lets go, I'll reserve judgment. I'm going to be picking Tyson Fury regardless to win the rematch or win the trilogy, but it'd be intriguing to see who Wilder brings into his team. Because if he brings in someone like a Buddy McGurk or someone like that, I wouldn't be picking Wilder to win, but I definitely think that could improve his chances of being more competitive and maybe staying the distance. And you never know. I'm not going to say he definitely beat Fury. I mean, he's the sure as hell has the power to knock Fury out, but I think that I'm reserving judgment until I see who he's bringing into his team. That's the best way I can describe it. In terms of everything else, I've pretty much covered what I need to cover in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, Deontay Wilder breaking his silence of the last month and a half, 6 weeks. So, those are my thoughts on this. Let me know yours down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, of course, if you are new. And as always, I will talk. So before I go, I just want to say thank you for dropping by the channel. I really do appreciate it. I mean, all the support, all the things that have happened on this channel over the last year have been incredible. If you're new to the channel, as you see on screen there's a couple of older videos that I have. Some of them aren't really relevant now, to be fair, but some of them are, like my Fighters with a Problem series, stuff like that. If you like any of this, please subscribe, like the video you just watched, share it, do it, all you got to do. Let's try and keep this channel going, because I love doing this and I love interacting with the fans, and I love hopefully the fans love watching my videos. So thank you for dropping by. I've been G-Man. I will talk to you.